Greetings, everyone. This is Long Nu. Welcome to Spiritual Science, and now I am continuing with part 4 on the dragons, and we're talking about dragons and Buddhism and Eastern perspectives of the dragons, which really exist in reality. Dragons are hardwired into the collective consciousness. What does this mean? It means of all world cultures, a mythologist who expanded on the theories of psychologist Carl Jung, Joseph Campbell, explaining the dragon symbol is just one of the basic images people recognize without being taught. And in An Instinct for Dragons, anthropologist David E. Jones proposed that over millions of years, natural selection imprinted upon our primate ancestors a recognition of the form of the dragon. Likewise, dragons are important and prevalent beings in Buddhism. Alright. There be dragons. Dragon lore is among the most ancient of human lore. Somewhat dinosaur-like in appearance, their legends are found in every ancient culture, from the Maya and Aztecs, the plumed serpent god, Quetzalcoatl, to the ancient prehistory of the ancient cultures in and around India. This is very interesting. I do believe that these dinosaur bones that they have been finding are actually dragon bones, and that I do believe that they are aware of this. People on the very high ups, the elite occult, is aware that these are dragon bones, but want to keep this a secret from the mass population, and therefore they hide much of these bones at the Smithsonian. They have snatched up various bones, and they don't put these bones together properly, so you cannot see that it is the body of the dragon. They're putting these together and creating in their own imagination these dinosaur species, but really these are there's no species that ever goes extinct. Whatever was existing in the past is still existing today. Therefore, there were always dragons in the past, and there's still dragons today. So these bones they're finding could perhaps be from the dragon species. Otherwise, they are from very large aquatic animals that are living deep in the ocean, such as the Timingila whale fish, who swallows whales. So there are very large animal species in the water that are undiscovered by modern science. So, alright, we'll continue. To the ancient prehistory of the ancient cultures in and around India. Like Sanskrit, the mother of languages, dragons can be thought of as the mother of mythological archetypes predating most concepts. Formerly in direct lineage, legends of dragons date back more than 17,000 years in China to 15,000 BCE, where they are always associated with good fortune. In India, Naga and dragon lore predate Chinese legends. In European myth, dragons tend to symbolize unknown territories, per the phrase, "there be dragons." They are often malevolent myths, likely derived from Greek legends of Typhon or Babylonian deities such as Tiamat, and popularized by Tolkien's greedy Smaug in the Hobbit novel and numerous Hollywood movies. It is likely for this reason dragons became associated with evil in the West. In the rest of the world, predating classical Greece and Babylon, dragons are universally positive heavenly forces. In the 12-year cycle of the Chinese zodiac, dragon years are considered to be among the most auspicious. In Asia, dragons are all honored They are honored in all spiritual traditions, including Buddhism, Taoism, various Dharmic faiths. This stunning gold leaf shows Guanyin, who is always associated with dragons and the sea, flanked by golden dragons. In Buddhism especially, dragons are protective forces, enlightened forces who guard the sutras and represent the raw power of nature. Although dragons may be thought of as mythological beings, in Mahayana Buddhism, especially at the ultimate level of reality, they exist as enlightened forces and deities. That does not mean we will find fossils of dragons on the bottom of the ocean, but that they represent specific aspects of reality and are no less real in spiritual terms than any other deity. Okay, so it is that they may or may not leave bones behind because of their they're sort of like demigods. They're kind of in another dimension, but they can be in this third dimension as well. So it's like whether or not, they leave bones, we don't really know for sure, but they are really existing, and people can see them if they are conscious enough to be able to see them. And so I would say that they are like that there's various types. There's the ones that are the very heavenly, spiritual, more advanced type of beings, and then there's ones that are down from the lower planetary systems, and those would be more likely the ones to be leaving bones behind. So that's just my perception of that. Alright, so Buddhist directional protectors. 2 of the 5 main Buddhist directional guardians, also known as the auspicious ones, are dragons. These 5 directional gods, 4 cardinal directions plus center, are Buddhist protectors who remain important in Mahayana and include the azure dragon of the east, yellow dragon, or oftentimes the mythical Kiling, or Keeling, often depicted as a single-horned dragon-like creature. In the center, the vermilion bird of the south, the white tiger of the west, and the black tortoise of the north. Legend of Guanyin Dragon Girl and Sudana. There are many charming stories of Guanyin and dragons, most with lessons in compassion, most notable the story of Longyu and Sudana, Dragon Girl and Shonsai, who appeared in the Lotus Sutra. Many years after Shonsai became a disciple of Guanyin, a distressing event happened in the South Sea. The son of the Dragon Kings, a ruler god of the sea, was caught by a fisherman while taking the form of a fish. Being stuck on land, he was unable to transform back into his dragon form. His father, despite being a mighty dragon king, was unable to do anything while his son was on land. Distressed, the son called out to all of heaven and earth. Hearing this cry, Guanyin quickly sent Shonsai to cover the fish and gave him all the money she had. Shonsai begged the fish seller to spare the life of the fish. The crowd, now angry at someone so daring, was about to chase him away from the fish when Guanyin protected her voice from far away, saying, "A life should definitely belong to one who tries to save it, not one who tries to take it." The crowd, realizing their shameful actions and desire, dispersed. Shonsai brought the fish back to Guanyin, who promptly returned it to the sea. There, the fish transformed back to a dragon and returned home. But the story does not end here. As a reward for Guanyin's help saving his son, the Dragon King sent his daughter, a girl called Longyu, Dragon Girl, to present to Guanyin the Pearl of Light. The Pearl of Light was a precious jewel owned by the Dragon King that constantly shone. Longyu, overwhelmed by the presence of Guanyin, asked to be her disciple so that she might study the Buddha Dharma. Guanyin accepted her offer with just one request, that Longyu be the new owner of the Pearl of Light. In popular iconography, Longyu and Shansai are often seen alongside Guanyin as two children. Longyu is seen either holding a bowl or an ingot, which represents the Pearl of Light, whereas Shansai is seen with palms joined and knees slightly bent to show that he was once handicapped. Buddhist dragons around the world. In Northern and Eastern Buddhism especially, dragon is the protector of the Dharma and also protector of the Shakyamuni Buddha. In earlier sutras, dragon and Naga deities attend many of Buddha's teachings. The image of Buddha meditating under the protective watch of Naga King is ubiquitous. In China, Japan, and Korea, dragons are always powerful forces and almost always auspicious. Heavenly powers associated with oceans, weather, heavens, thunder, and life-giving rain. And here's a little bit. Cambodian sculpture, Buddha protected by a seven-headed Naga, late 12th, early 13th century. This fragmentary sculpture reportedly found south of the temple of Chose Tavoda outside Angkor Thom is in the late 12th century style of the Bayon. It originally portrayed Siddhartha before his enlightenment, meditating while seated on the coils of a giant Naga serpent. According to legend, a huge cobra shielded the future Buddha from a storm sent to distract him from his meditation and thereby prevent his ultimate salvation met. In India, dragons are typically associated with Nagas, who can be both important deities such as the Naga King or malevolent forces, although dragons are always considered auspicious or positive forces. This is no different from other beings who can be enlightened or evil, such as people. In the Pali Canon, Nagas are treated more sympathetically, but they remain eternally at war with Garudas, except for a brief truce negotiated by the Buddha. Nagas came to be depicted as guardians of Mount Meru and also of the Buddha. Yes, this is very true. The Garudas, Garuda is Lord Krishna's bird carrier, and Garuda there's a whole planet. He's king of the Garudas, and there's a whole planet of Garudas where all these, they are like half man, half bird looking type of species. They reside there, and it is true they're always in conflict with the Nagas because, for one thing, the Garudas kill the snakes, they kill the serpents, so it is a bit of a conflict there. So in Tibet, dragons are equally prominent, although Nagas and dragons are somewhat differentiated. Many Nagas are associated with disease and misfortune due to the watery associations, while dragons are clearly elevated to important roles as protectors, whose thunderous voices awaken us from delusion. The Dragon Yogis. In Tibet and Busan especially, dragons take on extra significance. The Drukpa lineage literally translates as dragon lineage, came from the line of the Mahasiddha Naropa, born 1016 CE in India. Naropa's later incarnation, Sengpa Yar Yesh Dorje, was the founder of the Drukpa lineage. Famously, Tsangpa Gyar Yeshe Dorje saw 9 dragons flying over a site near Lhasa, Tibet, and decided to build a monastery on that auspicious spot. He then named his lineage Drukpa, literally dragon. Vajrayogini herself, the queen of the Dakinis, predicted the Drukpa lineage would become legendary. As Tsangpa Yar Dorje was looking for a holy site to set up a monastic institution, he witnessed 9 dragons that flew into the sky with a loud clap of thunder. Kobo, azure dragon of the East. Kobo is associated with Vairochon Buddha, the Buddha of the East, in some systems the central direction. In the I Ching, his Yao symbol is associated with green, spring, rain, heavens, east, wood, yang energy, yang. In fact, Yi Jing, Book of Changes, dragon represents yang while tiger represents yin, the 2 main opposing forces in Taoist philosophy, a philosophy that is complementary and co-influences both ways, Buddhism. In China also there is a Western brown or yellow dragon representing autumn and harvest. Hutu, yellow Quilin dragon of the center. In the central direction is another important dragon deity, yellow dragon, also associated with the mysterious Qilin, who represents yellow, midsummer, central direction. Although the Qilin are unique, manifesting as the unicorn of dragons with 1 horn, and they have unique combinations of features, they are considered a form of dragon. The other 3 directional forces, deities or gods, aside from the 2 dragons, are Zhurong, vermilion bird, Garuda or phoenix for south, summer, red fire, old yang, Jokushu, white tiger, west, autumn, white metal, young yin, Gemme, black tortoise, north, winter, black water, old yin. Alright, I'm going to stop here as a part 4. I will continue with part 5.